Those are two composers, my great honor to have them with us and agree to give us the gift of their fantastic music. Please, Laitman, Margarita, Zelenaia.
So I'm Laitman, and this is Margarita.
Margarita Zelenaia.
Yes, and I come to you tonight from faraway Potomac, Maryland, and I thought we'd give you a little bit of our background before we start with the music. So I come from a musical family. My mother was a singer, violinist, and a pianist, and both of my sisters were musicians. I started piano when I was 5 and flute when I was 7, and was very focused on becoming a professional flutist. And in fact, my master's degree is in flute performance from the Yale School of Music. So it was only as an undergraduate at Yale that I began to compose, and only because all of my friends were composers and I felt left out. And my early works were focused on writing not art song, but writing music for film and for theater.
There were no musicians in my family. My parents were engineers at a metallurgical plant in Chelyabinsk, a large industrial city in the Ural Mountains. At the age of 4, I was able to break their resistance and began to study the piano. At 6, I started composing, and you see, I cannot stop yet. My dream to be a pianist, a composer, came true, and I was very lucky to have outstanding professors from Moscow Conservatory and Gnesin Russian Academy of Music as my teachers. At that period of time, there was a lot of vocal music that I wrote.
So my focus is purely on vocal music, and it was only in 1991 at the urging of my friend soprano Lauren Wagner that I wrote my first art song, and I found the process to be very intuitive, and I kept writing songs, and as with film and theater, I'm still writing dramatic music, but I use text as my inspiration instead of images or actors.
While writing the art songs, I actually have this similar approach into the process. There's always an intuitive search for musical intonation and the way to build dramaturgy that will reflect the very essence of the poem.
So I love creating melodies that honor the text and that are singable. And to date, I've composed over 350 songs. And in 2008, I started writing operas. My 6th opera will premiere this coming March with Lyric Opera of Kansas City. I hope you can all be there.
I can compete with you, Lori, on the number of amazing art songs you've written. However, I think this genre reflects some central part of my personality. That's why it's really important for me. And yes, besides innovations and techniques, the human being voice is an amazing instrument that should sing, which means, and I truly believe in it, the vocal part has to be melodic. I didn't neglect writing the operas. The first one was 2-act comic opera for children, Winnie the Pooh Once Again. It was commissioned and premiered by, here's the long title, Moscow State Academic Children's Music Theater in 1985. It stayed in their repertoire for 15 years. It was part of the international touring. And I just completed my last, at the moment, opera. It's named Caligula's Favorite Play.
So a substantial portion of my catalog is devoted to music about the Holocaust. And I feel that music is the perfect vehicle to tell these stories because it's able to cushion the horror while still delivering the message. Especially in today's divided world, never again are words that should always be repeated.
I have quite a few vocal compositions on Jewish themes, but I was brought to Jewish music by chance. Film and Hollywood were going to shoot a movie based on Shalom Aleicham's The Boy Mortal. Alfred Schnittke, a brilliant composer, was busy for years to come. And my co-author on Winnie the Pooh, poet Boris Zakhader, suggested me as a composer. 9 songs were written, but the movie fell apart. Allegedly, Film didn't agree to the sex scenes, while Hollywood, on the contrary, insisted on them. But the songs remained, and one of them, named Unexpected Joy, we will hear tonight. Speaking about works dedicated to the Holocaust, I totally agree with you, Laurie. First of all, it's our mission as artists and human beings to convey this message to the people: never again.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Tonight, you'll hear one of my Holocaust works, The Seed of Dream. It was commissioned by Music of Remembrance in 2005, and it sets the poetry of Abraham Sutzkever, who provides a horrifying first-person account of life in the Vilna ghetto in World War II before he escaped to the surrounding forest to join the partisans fighting the Nazis.
I think the title of my lullaby to Babi Yar, based on beautiful poetry by Ofsi Idris, speaks for itself. As we know, Babi Yar is a place of memory, a necropolis, where the Nazis, according to historians, killed from 70 to 150,000 civilians and prisoners of war. Most of the victims were Jews.
So we hope that our music speaks for itself, and we thank you all for coming tonight. Thank you.